It's good to see you again. It means it's the kickoff of another fall session here, and we're excited about the opportunity we have. I told our staff this morning that I know of very few professions that have the chance each year to really be involved in the building of young men. And it's something that I hope and pray that we can keep at our forefront, that we really keep in mind that the impact that we're making on young men extends far beyond just their lives, but to the lives of their future families and kids, and the people that they will come in contact with, many of which will be leaders in communities. And our theme this year is take a stand. And the first thing we're talking about today is being teachable, and that goes for our coaches as well as for our young men. Is having teachable spirits that we recognize that each is a reflection of the others in that room. And that goes for coaches, players, managers, and hopefully we'll be very engaging and cutting edge as coaches, and hopefully our young men will grow together. I think that we have a talented football team, and I think the thing that will separate a lot of teams that are in this conference and that we are playing, which are all talented, very talented, will be the chemistry that is formed throughout the next 20 or so days in fall camp. So what do you do to make sure you're a little better every day in the chemistry aspect? And we've thought out of the box a good bit. We've got some unique things that we're going to try to do to make sure we're building chemistry among us that hopefully helps us embrace the expectations that have been placed on our program in year 4. That's a compliment to our kids and our staff and to our administration and their vision. To everything that's gone into the first 3 years, we're thrilled that our expectations have risen a bit in the time we've been here, and hopefully we can embrace those, develop tremendous chemistry throughout our team and staff throughout fall camp that will hopefully help us when we get into the battles. The inner workings of our team in the locker room, and as we're around each other in off-the-field situations, I would like to see that be a bit better this year. Not that it was bad at any moment, but just really want us to depend upon each other and have a we before me mentality. Hopefully I'll challenge them tonight that this is their job, that they owe this university and the people that are affording them this opportunity with bringing something to the job every day. And we as coaches have to bring it every day. We can't expect them to, and us not. And I think our staff is itching and ready to get going in this 2015 campaign.
All right, we'll take questions down low first. Raise your hand. We'll bring a microphone to you.
When you talk about chemistry, how could it have been better at the end of last season to maybe help y'all deal with the adversity you faced?
Not get people hurt would be a good thing. You know, we can't control the injuries that we have that affect our team. I do think our depth is better this year than it's ever been since we've been here. But I go back and I look at myself and everything that went into at the end of the year, and I certainly learned some things I would do differently. But the chemistry was good. But handling adversity, you've got to have people in that locker room that make a difference when those times happen. And we're going to try to do some things throughout this fall camp that prepares a leadership group to be ready for some of those. But real life is that at some point in this life, they'll be hit with adversity. I will, you will. If we live long enough, all of us will. And we're not exempt to that, but how we handle it is certainly, we need to be prepared for those moments. And so we're going to try to do a few things this fall camp that I'd rather keep quiet, but we're going to do some things to hopefully help us if those arise again.
Hugh, which guy do you think will take the first snaps at quarterback, and how do you plan to divide those up the next month?
We'll certainly rotate them. Ryan will take the, day one, he'll take the snaps with the ones. And we'll just rotate, maybe rotate drills on day one. We're still, we'll talk about that some more tonight, but he'll take the first snap. But all are gonna get reps with the ones for sure. We'll rotate days, chart everything, and evaluate the films, see how they do in the scrimmage situations. This is, I'll tell you, one of the toughest things that I struggle with, and talking to other coaches, I think is pretty common, is you feel like you have a pretty good football team, and as I said in that staff room with our coaches, my mentality is get your guys to the bus for the games. And the other mentality is I got to get them ready to tackle and block and all those things. And really, I don't know many ways to do that other than to be really physical. And we had an extremely physical spring. Every single day that we were afforded the opportunity to put pads on, it was physical. And I've got to really do a juggling act with that. I know that's not what you asked, but the quarterbacks will rotate, but it does play into that because we really need to see those guys get some live bullets. At the same time, you want to get your team healthy to the games.
Staying with the quarterbacks for a second, you were talking about chemistry and everything. I know that Chad Kelly's had some highly publicized things from the past, and where do you think he fits into that? Do you think he'll fit into that? Obviously you don't know if he's going to win the job or not, but chemistry-wise, do you think he'll fit in the way you want to?
Like I've said all along, you don't know until you put in those situations. All I can tell you is, to this point, I could not be more pleased. The guy had a 4.0 GPA this summer, had a 3.6 in the spring. One of the strength staff's most favorite kids, finishes first in every drill. So he's just like a lot of us, has made some mistakes in our past and is ready to hopefully move beyond them, and I think he deserves that opportunity now.
Hey, Coach, still talking about quarterbacks. I know you got a great defense coming back. You're still going to lean on them to possibly lead the team. But how imperative is it for a quarterback to come in and take charge, take control of his offense?
Well, I said at SEC Media Days, I really believe the SEC West has 7 top 25 teams. And I think the teams or teams at the top of it that will emerge to be the top will be the teams whose defense is the most stingy in the red zone and whose quarterback plays the best. So I don't know that I can overstate the importance of our quarterback situation, us finding the guy that can hopefully make us efficient.
You counted up 15 scholarship offensive linemen right now on your roster, probably the most you've ever had.
Yeah.
How's Aaron Morris, I guess, along with that too? Is this the year that group has to take that big step up?
They have to take a step up. I don't know. Again, this league is so good, defensive front wise. But we've got to get better, and more efficient in running the football. And I think it is the year. And now again, you hopefully you stay healthy. But we did our first year and we ran the ball pretty good. We didn't the last 2 years. We have more scholarship kids now, which, I think our goal is to get 16 on scholarship in that room, and we're getting closer to that. I am confident coming into camp that we're healthy. Aaron is the only question mark in my mind right now. Everybody else is ready to go. Aaron is ready to go at some things, but we've got, anytime you've had 2 knee surgeries, you're just not quite sure. I'm not. Everything looks good right now, but I've got to see him go out there and get it done. But we should be better, and I believe we will be. We recognize that as a staff, and put an emphasis on it, and excited to see them go about their business.
He was staying with the offensive line. Javon Patterson, just from what you saw of him in spring, does he seem able to be right there this summer competing for a starting spot, or does he need to develop a little bit?
We put him right behind Eric for a reason, and I believe in him strongly.
What are some goals that you hope to accomplish during this fall camp, especially on offense?
Find a quarterback would be number one, and establish, our identity in the run game. And that doesn't, that means, all right, what is our bread and butter? What do we feel good that is, that's something we can ask our young men to do? We look in our running schemes, guys, we've got every blocking scheme known to man. Told our guys the other day, let's just find the three that work for us. And I think those would be the top two, and then developing chemistry that really separates us in the touchy, feely moments of college football, where that we talk about, that captures the heart and the mind outside the lines. I really want to separate ourselves in that regard.